What's up, everyone? It's me, Adam Prime, and obviously, we are back with another This Week in Toku. With me, as always, is the ever-dashing, ever-lovely, always excited for the new topics, because we got some new news this week for Geats.
Geats, baby.
We have the Geats.
I'm Stormy.
And this week we have a little bit of new stuff this week that I think will take a little bit of time. We have in a way, we have a crossover episode with Decker.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Kinda, sorta.
Well,
I guess.
And DonBrothers was just a laugh and a
Oh my
half.
god. So much fun stuff.
So let's start off with
Decker?
Geet stuff.
Oh, Geats, that. Yeah.
The episode 1 preview. So we got this, and I can't remember when this exactly was released. I want to say it was in. It actually was at the end of the Revice episode, which we haven't watched yet.
Yeah.
And it's a preview.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get a whole lot out of it, which makes sense, Previews, don't want to, show everything.
Yeah.
I'm really pumped for this show.
Yeah. So I guess
good.
we got in a Televikun though a little bit about the characters. So I guess I want to get into these just because it's like little character bios where it's like almost tells you what their kind of character is going to be for the show. And sometimes these magazines could be wrong.
So take it with a grain of salt.
So yeah, like we don't know yet. Like for an example, I can't remember where it was, but there was something saying that like somebody wanted in Gaim for Takatora to be the Zengetsu. They said specifically Zengetsu. Like they didn't say Takatora, but they wanted them to be the Oja of Gaim, which if you've seen Ryuki, you know who Oja is so far from the truth. Stormy, you'd know him as the person who threw Emu's face in the glass.
Oh my god, yeah.
So
yeah, I remember X-Aid was the first Kamen Rider show that I watched, and say whatever you want about X-Aid. I know that it's not exactly a very high top tier show or anything.
I think a lot of people like it.
It was a very cute little show. It was very wholesome.
I like it.
It really leaned towards more child friendly.
It got me.
So it was so funny when one of the next things that I watched was just this bitch getting shoved in fucking glass. I was like, where did the blood come from? It
Broken glass.
It was like light bulbs. Or something,
but
I was just so shocked. It just.
So we're going into Geats Riders. We have Tycoon, who's the Tanuki-based one, who will have a ninja form, but he apparently wants world peace and to help others. Sounds like a basic bitch, but
probably not gonna turn.
Determined, and now we have Buffa, who is determined to win by any means necessary. Motherfucker's gonna hit you with that chainsaw sword, whether you like it or not. Quick, gonna show you the pictures. There's Buffa. Next up, we have Genpen, the penguin-themed guy, a father fighting to save their sick child. Oh, what horrible thing are they gonna do to you, man?
Yeah, his death will make me cry. We don't know anything. In case you're from the distant future.
God, we already know what happened to these characters. Genpen gotta live to episode 76.
Literally not out yet. Literally the show isn't out yet. We're making
this
just in case we end up being right somehow.
If we are right, I want you to
It's definitely
timestamp this.
I do really like that they went with an emperor penguin.
Yeah, at first we thought it was an owl.
No, actually, that's not an emperor penguin. That's I forget the name, but the one with the little fuzzies.
Yeah.
You don't see them a whole lot. I like that.
Yeah, you usually get emperor penguins.
Yeah, the emperor penguins are usually the ones that you get.
Honestly, I feel like this is the ones we often see in Kamen Rider, but I can't wait because we've already have repaint potential. I can't wait for him to actually be an owl like everyone thought when we get a different rider with the same scheme but a different color scheme. Like, seriously, we have Dan Pan, and we have, the panda one. We have a panda and a polar bear. And they look exactly the same. Subtle difference.
The more I looked at it, the more differences I noticed.
And then we have Mary.
By the way, I thought you were talking about... I thought you were talking about the penguin for a minute.
I'm saying, yeah, I can't wait for the penguin to be repainted into an owl.
He's just Pen in my head.
Oh, Pen.
He's the best character.
Hot Springs Penguin. He does look like one of the Hot Springs
I
Penguins.
think that was made up.
I know,
Hot
but
Springs Penguins I don't think exist, Adam.
I wish in my heart they do.
Am I gonna have to look up what kind of penguin I'm thinking of because it's gonna bother me. Like, I think it's like first grade me is getting very upset because I did a report on those penguins. I made a little paper penguin.
So yeah, and then we have Mary, who is the sheep 45-year-old man, easily charmed, who is. Oh wait, a 45 easily charmed man who is kind to girls. I'm sorry, I can't read.
Wasn't there also another thing that said that he was annoying?
Oh yeah, there was something else we did read where it's like, oh, he's kind of overbearing and annoying, and I'm just like, oh, good to know you're telling me off beforehand.
Thank God. Thanks for the warning, I guess.
Look at him.
Look at that.
I want to punch him in the face, honestly. There's a lot of writers, by the way.
I like it when there's an age diversity in these kinds of shows, so I'm for it.
We have Dan Pan, a high school student who, after suffering an accident that leaves him unable to play basketball, begins to despise society. I can't wait for him to be the serial killer.
Absolutely.
He's the one who's gonna be like Oja, Michi, like he's gonna be one of those people where it's like who's the one who has the sick kid? If Genpen's gonna get fucking murdered, he's the one who's gonna be doing it.
I can just see it now where he like walks up to the main character, he's like, what's black and white and red all over? He's like, what? And he just throws like the head of the panda bear.
Well, he is the panda.
Oh, I thought he was the polar bear.
No, polar bear is Kyoryu Blue.
Oh, it was black and white and red all over. I don't know, grabs the other person, slits their throat, and there's just like blood all over them. He's just like, me.
Yeah, like I can't wait. By the way, like, what the fuck kind of edgelord are we gonna get with that guy?
I don't know. Again, I'm just happy.
He's the Look at his suit. Like
Danganronpa vibes.
Oh, he does. Given that, did you play the second one? Megatron doesn't approve.
Any of them.
Yeah. Megatron's gonna get really mad at me.
I watched a summary of the anime, and then that's about it.
Yeah.
Oh, I know there's probably some people steamed to hear that, particularly maybe a couple friends of ours. I'm expecting a phone call once this gets up, and just someone be like, "Bitch, you've never what?"
I don't think I about to say I can think of some of the people. I don't think one of them. I know at least one person I might be able to confirm that has not played Danganronpa.
Is it Rampa or Ropa?
Rum?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I haven't played it.
Okay, so back.
It's a long game, though. Can you blame me?
Well, I'm realizing that maybe that's why his name is Dan Pan. I don't know.
I'm trying to remember the name of the bear in that, but whatever.
Shiroi, a young man who fights hard and devotes himself to saving lives. Now, if there's another person who's gonna get murdered brutally, because this is a fucking writer murder show, he's also gonna get murdered.
He's gonna be like the Robin for a bit of like, yeah. Like, he's like the main character's sidekick of like, yeah, we're gonna save the world together. Dies terribly. Again, I am so for this being a very brutal show. I don't think they'll quite go to the length of Amazon's, granted.
Could you imagine? You see, like, Buffa just, like, rip out the heart of somebody? That Satan-looking guy just, like...
But, like, how...
It goes full Mortal Kombat.
I love it when Kamen Rider goes a little dark. So, the fact that the whole premise is, it's a death game, basically. I'm just like... If I have learned anything
from Revice, which is a lot, like my harsh amount of daddy issues, but we're not getting into that. Jokes.
Daddy.
Oh God.
You alright there?
Why did he have to say it so weird?
Daddy.
It's like almost like he's trying to be British, but that's for another day.
It's called an accent, Adam. Some people are just fancier than us freaking country bumpkin American accents.
Oh
we make everything that comes out of our mouths sound terrible.
That's also fair. What the fuck was I saying?
I don't fucking
know. Yeah, Revice. Oh yeah, they're not afraid to kill some motherfuckers.
Oh yeah.
Like seriously, how many demon soldiers do we see dead?
Oh yeah, like
or grandmas.
we'll get more into that later.
That's for another podcast.
So, anything you want to put out about Geats coming up?
I'm honestly really excited. All the characters sound really weird. We still have fucking Nyago apparently is a young celebrity influencer. So apparently, like, that was actually something we were reading in the preview, the thing below, so I guess she's a writer, that celebrity influencer, is that. And then, like, here's what they have for Geats, because obviously he's the main character. I don't know what gave that away. Where it's just like, he's a mysterious young man, but his name is Ace. I feel like that's just, for me, like, it's not the first time Japan has ever used that, but it's the first time I feel like a Kamen Rider protagonist has used it, and for whatever reason, that's what makes it weird to me.
Well, you want to know what? They could be named whatever they want.
Honestly, it's...
Last year, we had someone named Tassel. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he wasn't a protagonist, though.
I know, but, like...
That's what I'm saying, like, I don't...
all the ridiculous names you're calling out Ace.
We have an Ultraman Ace. I'm not calling out the name, I don't know why.
Yeah, well, technically, that's, like, his Ultra name, so, like, it just makes more sense for it to be a bit more out there.
I don't know. It's like, I don't mind it, though. But I'm honestly really excited. Obviously, I have pre-ordered the belt. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I've recently gone back and listened to some things, and I've just kept saying, hey, I'm not gonna do this. My money isn't gonna leave my bank account. And then slowly you see videos on this YouTube channel go up about those things that I said will not buy. So, this year, the toy interesting...
I love the suits.
It's not even the suits. The toy itself looks really interesting to me. From the flipping mechanic, like, I can't wait to see what the hell it does.
That in there. I like, the suits look cool.
The suits look badass. Like, that and the matter of fact that any of them can use them, so, like how we were saying, like, Buffa has the zombie thing. But, like, we've seen a bunch of people with, like, the, like, Geats gun form thing. So it's, like, it seems like that's...
interchangeable or whatever.
Yeah, so it's, like, that's gonna be a thing.
It looks like it's, like, a combination of, like... Of all things, like, the Gaim, like, faceplates. Like...
Yeah.
Like, a way to, like, you know, interchange.
Almost, not quite like ride watches. It's kind of like double or, like... Oh my god. It's like build, almost. It's like build or double, but instead of being, like, weirdly slidey halves, it's like pants and, like, upper torso.
Yeah, there's already, like, a billion combinations. Like, wasn't there a video that you showed me of, like, all the different, like, what, like, just...
In the box itself, yeah.
In the box, like, all the, like, forms you can do. Because, like, there's some where they're very different and some where there's only slight differences.
Where it's like, you have the...
Oh, God, this is going to be an O's situation where there's just a billion and two...
Honestly, I was actually going to make the O's reference. Where I'm like, it's like O's, but if you cut off the head, like, the head is part of the torso. So think of it like O's.
Whatever, man.
But, like, the toys are looking really weird, but Hey, a penny. I'm really excited for Geats. I'm really excited to Geats some Geats toys.
Let's Geats to it, and let's talk about Decker. How's that for a transition?
That's a pretty good transition.
Thank you. I was up all night thinking about it.
Oh yeah, were you?
No.
No, I'm about to say, I'm like, where did you write it down? Because I have my doubts that you would remember it for the full day.
Anyway, yeah, a lot of fun stuff actually happened in Decker this episode.
We gotta go to Mars.
Yeah, we finally...
They're just constantly under attack.
What's going on with freaking Mars? And honestly, I really liked this episode, if only for, like, finally getting some answers and some catharsis from Trigger. Because obviously, like, the whole thing for this episode is, Kingo is there.
He's back.
Yeah, and...
He has to go to Earth.
Yeah, it's like, I forget his name. The scientist.
Akiko.
Akito.
Akito? It's Akito. It's Akito. I'm sorry, I got it wrong.
Whatever.
Akiko is the fucking boss from...
He made him, like, using the power of
Double.
the sphere, he
makes a card.
Yeah, he makes a card for him so he could, like...
Out of the spheres. He had, like, a sphere, like, connected to some tubes, and he's just like, I got sphere energy.
Like, how'd you fucking get the nutsack? How'd you even get that? It looked like
they shot it down! Didn't you see them? They were like, pew, pew, pew!
Anyway, so basically...
Wait, they were...
It is...
Yeah, nope, nope, everything's destroyed. I was gonna do something, but it's not worth it.
But, yeah, so basically Mars is war-torn because, they never got
They didn't get
attacks
closed.
from the spheres never stopped.
So I guess the spheres were just assholes, and they're like, Earth, we'll put you in a bubble, but barely do anything, but slightly helping you every once in a while.
We're just gonna constantly beat the shit out of
Mars, we're gonna just fuck you up.
By the way, Kengo was creepy at first because like a little girl like walked up. She was. What was she doing? I don't even remember.
She was watering the flowers.
Yeah, she was watering flowers, and then he like has like this hood that looks like they made it out of a freaking burlap sack.
So wait, are you saying it's Jason's
Can I
map?
finish a sentence?
Go.
Oh my gosh! Shame on you.
She's asking a comment.
You're asking a comment.
Well, I was just.
But anyway, yeah, he was a little creepy at first, but he's like, "Come on, smile," and anyway, yeah, and they get him off, and he ends up in Earth. Oh,
Earth.
I should have watched my words a little better.
So he what?
Moving on, never mind.
What did you say?
You'll know it when you're editing.
Do I need to edit it out?
No, it's just
To my planet Earth.
No. But he ends
Planet
up in Earth, and
wait, I was gonna just ask you. So, are you saying
What?
like his cape was made out of Jason's mask from Friday the 13th Part 2?
No. This was way bigger.
Like that's what I'm saying. It's like way.
Obviously, it's in like cape territory. It's not like just over.
It's a poncho. He had like a burlap poncho.
Yeah, it even had like the drawstrings. I'm just like, watch, they're gonna put that up on Premium Bandai for like $400.
Premium burlap poncho. Like he just
Made
takes
for
that
real
off.
Potato sacks.
Like I don't even know why they were hiding him. Where it's like you were not. Like I seriously saw the cloaked figure, and I was just like, so is that Kengo? And yeah, it was him.
Yeah, it was Kengo.
So it's like,
Don't
and then
hurt.
they were just like, you're the ones getting smoked. Ah! And just like, so yeah, then you said they got a card. And then like, but the weird thing was,
None of the other characters. ate.
no, Decker,
That was the thing I complimented. Like, oh, it looks like
like the
actually
last
the
episode,
character.
yeah.
That's not. Never mind.
They gave them different hairstyles. What else do you want them to do?
They have new hairstyles and they have different clothes. What more do you want?
To be fair,
I don't know.
Asian people age.
I mean,
like
obviously,
fine wine.
you could have Kengo be the same because he's ultra, you know.
Yeah, he's an ultra.
So Earth.
Got it.
So, big tentacle monster is coming out.
Well,
of the
yeah,
ground.
like, and like, they send Decker. They're like, awesome.
Decker's in there. He's all like, no, the tentacles, and then Trigger comes in swooping in the sky, and then it cuts off the tentacles. And he's like, senpai, hello.
Well, like, I think it's funny because he transforms first to deal with them, and then Trigger comes in and is just like, "Wee-yaw!"
Chop, chop, chop. And then he's afraid, and they just kind of look at each other, and then they, like...
And then they just detransform.
By the way, you had mentioned, like, oh, it looks like they were gonna, like, swirl together.
Yeah, I'm like, could
And
you
then,
imagine if they swirled together and it was like old, like these like they're
an
connected?
amalgamation
They're,
of just
yeah,
nightmares.
they're just like, ah!
And then there was me, like, and that's how Ultra Babies are born.
You do not know.
I know that is a whole rant for you on another time, but not right now. Okay, not
That
right
is-
now.
you can't just bring up this question and just not expect. It's just like
Fine.
we have no answer.
It's fine.
You don't know.
It's fine. Anyway,
Fine.
I really like the chemistry between these
Yeah,
guys.
Kengo and Asumi, Kanata, whatever you want to call him, Decker, Trigger, whatever. They worked really and played off really well together. It was
His name is Asumi?
Asumi. Yeah.
Isn't that also what Rosa's name was? Or
No, Isuni.
oh, okay. Okay. Because I always remember their names because of how Gurugio, the sister, would say their names.
And still call the act.
Asumi! Kisani! Like, that's how I just remember their names.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's spelled different.
But anyway. So, yeah, and again, I really like the chemistry between
Yeah,
these
it was
guys.
really kind of funny for them to be like, oh, he's like, wait, you've met other ultras? What are they like?
And they just kind of nerded out together.
Well, yeah,
for
and
a
like, I
while.
think it's funny. I think he brought up certain things where he's like, oh, the power from within. And I'm like, and I guess that's from Zet. But then, like, and he kind of goes past that pretty quick, and he's just like, oh.
What about other ultras? Have you met them? What have you
Yeah,
talked
and then
about?
he, yeah, so yeah, it's like the inner strength one I think was supposed to be the reference to Zet. And then he's just like, oh, and then Rebuke taught me this dance. And I'm just like,
start
I'm
dancing.
like, yeah, they just start doing the dance he learned when he was training with Rebuke.
And apparently also, the commander flew with the past commander. Like they were
Oh,
like on the same
he was on the ship. Yeah, he was on the Nurse Day.
Yeah, so he actually saw all the things that happened with the Dark Giants, which is kind of why he knows what's going on.
Yeah, like, that's the thing, like, these dark tornadoes, they're like, oh, this dark energy showing back up, like, and the captain looks like he is shit his pants.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, but by that I mean, it looks like he's having, like, PTSD flashbacks.
Yeah, and then we see early on that it's like, oh my gosh,
Chimera.
Like, the monster that she turned into.
Lothor. Megalothor.
Like, we see that it's basically that same monster.
The Dark God,
but
yeah.
it has, like, the sphere thing that it used to regenerate. Yeah. And, so yeah, that's kind of what they're going on. They somehow managed to lie through their freaking teeth as to why the hell
Kengo got there. Because they were also, Kengo was like...
fucking called them out. Just like, how were you here? And they were like, I didn't think of this lie.
Fuck, we were caught!
Fuck! It was really funny seeing.
No, it's like when you see two toddlers fucking try to think, like, they broke something and they don't want to tell you they broke it. Like you have a kiddie pool and there's a hole in it, and they were actually playing too rough and, like, they kicked their way through the kiddie pool.
It's just like, oh, a raccoon came.
Yeah, like, they were just like, yeah, because it was just, like, right after Kengo was like, yeah, we were on Mars. Everyone's okay. Don't worry. Everyone's okay on Mars.
How do you know what's going on Mars?
Well, no, that's when Raymond asks, like, then how are you here? And he's just like, well, and like immediately Kanata was just like, oh, he's like, oh, he's been on Earth for months. It's like, but then how did he know everything that was going on?
Okay, we actually lied. He had a machine that went.
Well, yeah.
And it transported me from Mars to here. He's like, oh, you have a way to go communicate.
Well, no, they had to say who made it though first, because they were all just like, are you fucking for real?
Like, oh my gosh, yeah, he's super smart.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah.
With Mars now, he's like,
no.
It broke.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, I seriously was like looking at the screen, just being like, bro, just say it broke. Just say it broke. Just, you know, something like,
raccoon came through.
Yeah, he's just like, well, you see, it teleported this raccoon, and it just was like, fuck that, and then blew up the other side.
He covers his mouth. He's like, it broke.
Well, yeah, exactly.
And everyone's like, I guess that's an acceptable answer.
They're like, oh, that sucks then. So what's gonna happen when he just disappears?
I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, and again, a lot of this episode is just those two, like, interacting, and
they're vibing. They're vibing.
They feel like they're just, like, I would love to see these guys and Zet hang out, because I loved the chemistry between Trigger and Zet.
They were good, too.
And I like the chemistry between these two. I feel like if you were to get the three of them, they would be, like, that, like, friend trinity. Like, inseparable. What? Inseparable. You made my brain break.
Oh, they'd be like the Tri-Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, since obviously they're doing the trilogy of
Tiga,
Dinah, and Gaia, I imagine there'll probably be another one, and they'll probably end up as some sort of, like...
I can't wait for Gaia to be called, like, Groper or something. I don't know.
God.
Making a joke.
He doesn't get invited to the parties anymore.
Well, like, seriously, like, look at how they've changed the naming. It's like Tiga turned into Trigger, Dinah turned into Decker. Like what is...
Whatever, man. But, so the monster comes out from underground, because it was underground.
Well, yeah, wait, did we mention that he got a sword from a weird-looking Yuzure?
Yeah, it was like Yuzure, but if she, like, had mom clothes. Like, she had, like, the typical, like, turtleneck and, like, some sort of, like, flowy, flowery pattern over it, something like that. She had short hair.
I'm wondering if this Yuzure is from the future.
I don't know. They threw out the idea of multiple dimensions, which we already know is true, so it's like that could probably just be their excuse. But here's the thing, spoiler alert, this is more than just one episode. Like, there's going to be a part 2 that's also going to have Trigger in it. So
they finally fucking make use of that plant.
Yeah, finally the plant is going to come into play, but we haven't really seen that yet.
Yeah, all we saw, they were like, oh my god, the plant you grew. I'm like, oh my god, that's becoming relevant?
Yeah, and also something that I really wanted to see that we got hints of at the very end of this episode.
And during it, yeah.
Was,
Camera. Yeah.
Camera.
Who turned into
Camera.
Megalothor.
Yeah, and she was
I
still on
hate
the
that
inside. I do too. I really don't like that they just made her a gross monster.
Well, yeah.
But she's still in there, and like one of the things that they were referring to earlier in the episode was like, oh,
yeah, they
would
replay her death scene.
I wasn't able to make smile, and they played her death scene where she's like, the light is so warm or whatever.
As she dies.
So I'm just like, are we finally gonna get like some good fucking closure? Do I smell a redemption arc? I love a good redemption arc, and I would 100% be down for her having a redemption arc.
Yeah, but would you be mad that she gets one, but Dargon didn't?
Absolutely. I would absolutely be because he was literally
he was on the precipice of redemption.
He was in the redemption arc. He was in the middle of the arc when he was slaughtered.
Lambs for the slaughter.
Dude, I loved that character so much. We were recording by then, right? Were we recording at that point?
No, we were Trigger. You know what's funny is our first ever episode of TokuBrew, not this week in Toku. We did Trigger was back at episode 6. That is all we had recorded for Trigger. That's all we ever talked about.
Huh.
So Zet had just come in, and that's about it. So, and that's pretty much all that happened in Trigger. So, you know,
whatever.
Overall.
But I'm glad that we're finally gonna get some of these like loose ends, I guess.
I want to know if this was pre-planned. I want to know. I want to know. And honestly, I like this was a fun episode.
Yeah, it really was.
Like the chemistry between the two worked really well. Everything. It's the same world, so you're building upon it. So it's just like
all of like the complaints that I had in Trigger are kind of getting rectified here in Decker. Like, oh, so not only are some of like the loose story threads kind of getting, like, it seems like they're gonna help wrap those up, but also I do like that they expanded upon the lore, upon the world, and we got to see more of Mars, which was something I wasn't expecting to see more of in this particular movie, because they actually had an excuse as to why not to show. Yeah, they finally had an excuse. So everyone knows that it's like, okay, everyone is okay on Mars. Thank God. No one is dead. My parents aren't dead.
Yeah, exactly. But also there was just this moment where it's like, and I think this is a really nice moment for Kengo to give Kanata, was like the, hey, what's the reason you fight for? And he was just like, I'm not quite sure yet. And he's like, hey, that's okay. You'll figure it out in time. Yeah, it's like, don't force it. And I'm like, yeah, unlike you who just figured out what the fuck, and then you kept going back and forth. Like, you had the same reason why you were fighting, but then you were just like, wait, I'm human, I'm an ultra, I'm a human.
We're never gonna get through this episode if we, like, that's pretty much the episode.
Yeah, that's the episode.
Yeah, again, like,
I'm sorry, there just has to be a little bit of Trigger ramble into this. I know. But, like, overall,
yeah, Trigger was kind of heavily involved in this.
So yeah, it was a good time. Yeah. I think.
I'm looking forward to the next episode just because I feel like, again, like, it was building up to the next episode. So it's like, okay, all the good stuff's gonna start.
Yeah, like, I'm about to say, what the fuck is there really to talk about? Oh, Trigger used the sword he got. Cool. That's it.
It feels like the plot is finally thickening. You know what I mean?
A little bit, yeah.
It feels like it's finally like, okay.
Or getting something, you know. Yeah.
Because again, like, what I'm expecting for a while has just been, well, it's kind of establishing this character, or it's just kind of the beginning of the show. They're not doing much yet. Yeah. It's like, finally, sustenance.
Exactly, and it was really fun.
Yeah.
So, DonBrothers. Episode 25, Hero Worker.
This was interesting.
It opens up with Kaji brother almost looking like he's gonna do like a Superman, like the dun 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 dun, but he was wearing a construction worker outfit.
Oh yeah.
Like they do the whole thing where they even did like you heard the Dawn Blaster go off and everything, and then like
walks out a construction worker. It's like a few days before.
Then he's getting fired.
He got fired because like there's a restaurant. I thought it was that one unigiri restaurant.
That's what I would have thought because that's the only one I could think of.
Different restaurant. So and it's like, this place you were in charge of and it's completely in the toilet. Boss isn't happy. He's not happy at me. I'm not happy.
I got my ass chewed.
Fuck off. And of course, like when he gets home, he doesn't know how to tell his wife, and she's like, "Hey, our 1-year anniversary is coming up." By the way, haha, a year with
Yeah.
Natsumi and everything. But it's like, hey, our 1-year anniversary is coming up. Do you want to like go on a trip, just the two of us?
In our favorite rocket
yeah,
ship.
it's like you can get some time off. And he's like, yeah, and I'll quit if they don't give me the time. And she's like, no, that's fine. Like, no, that's a big priority for you. We'll figure something out. He's like, fuck. And he's like, oh god, I have to pay for the apartment.
Yeah, they're
like,
alone on their apartment.
This trip is gonna cost, oh god, what am I gonna do? So he just starts doing a bunch of jobs, and it goes to Taro.
Yeah, well, no, Taro goes to him because it was like the monster showed up, and he was like dancing, and this was one of the best parts.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, so he was just like, oh, it's a festival.
Haha!
Yeah, like, and he starts dancing, and you start seeing him try to juggle and Taro's trying to juggle and hula hoop at the same time.
Because the monster of the day is his boss, and he's just like, I need talented workers.
And it's,
I
don't understand this. Maybe if I watched Gogol 5, it would answer my question. Honestly, Gogol 5 has slapping theme song. Gonna give it that, though. Gogol 5.
I thought it was never mind. You're saying how? Never mind.
Well, no, you could say a Gogol 5, I guess, but
well, I thought that's how you were saying it earlier, but that was the monster theme. We didn't really.
If you could explain to me why there's a fucking bridge on this dude's face, like, why is he there?
Yeah, is it like a Roman column, something like that?
Like, I could.
Anyway,
yeah.
So and obviously Taro's like, festival.
Yeah.
And then he's telling everyone to dance, and they're like kind of doing like the Don Brother dance.
Yeah. You even hear Oni's sister do like the dun.
And obviously, Kaji Brother's kind of
trips,
falling over himself, and the other guy gets away. But like, and then Taro's just like, why are you being shitty? He's like, I'm sorry. But like, as they go away, you see Sorry Brother steal the show.
Yeah. I love it.
Arm pats,
he's doing nonsense to dance.
And they start yelling, and they just.
And you can hear him singing it the whole time.
Yeah, and then it just kind of pans back, and he's just like, oh.
The monster leaves.
And he's like, he like poses like, yeah. Like he does like a voice.
I lost my shit.
We had to pause for a while because you were losing your shit. It was pretty funny.
It was one of the funniest shit. What? I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the fact that he was doing, like, it wasn't even like, it was a long bit. Like, he committed and went for it.
Yeah, he's just like, my time to shine.
Like, but there was just so many other moments. So, then we get to Kaji Brother and Taro talking outside of it. So, he's just like, Kijito, the fuck's your problem? And he's like, well, I have this other problem.
He doesn't straight say, I got fired, or anything.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, I'm just having this situation, money's tight, I need money, so I'm working all these jobs.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm really tired.
And he's just like, oh, what happened? He's like, oh, it's another problem, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, but Taro, he kind of misinterprets / mishears, and and through series of hijinks, he's like, either his mother or someone's mother is in the hospital, and she's on the verge of death, and they need money.
I'll help you.
I shall help. And
so he starts working multiple jobs.
And can I just say, this whole thing is so wholesome. It's
so it's so funny because he actually, I think he says later on in the episode, it's like, oh, it's our bond that made us do this.
Yeah, and he even is like, oh, my bad, I misheard, kind of thing. But that we'll get into that a little later.
Yeah, so let's get into the domino effect of what happens, because this starts a chain.
So Oni's sister, doing deliveries on his day off. He's like delivering what I'm assuming is basically Japanese DoorDash. Like
he's DoorDashing. I like how he just got another delivery job.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, what are you doing? And he basically tells her what he thinks he's doing, and she's like, wow,
oh, somebody's mother's sick.
I want to help too. So she's like doing random jobs here and there, usually trying to sell something like popcorn and tissues and like other stuff like that.
No, you give those out. That's your job.
Right. Oh yeah, they're little favors or something. She's like working a lot at the restaurant, cafe. Everyone's like going super hard.
Wait, I'm realizing Kaji Brother, when Kaji Brother, like, after he lost his job, goes to Kaido to say, hey, can I get paid for being a Don Brother? Why didn't he just hire him at the cafe? He's like,
that's what I thought he was gonna
do. That's what I thought was gonna happen.
I thought we were gonna see him in a maid outfit.
Well, like, and it's like, obviously he's not against it because he's having Oni's sister work there.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just like,
we don't need any more employees. Well, I guess he technically.
he let Taro in that one time.
I was gonna say he also like hired that one like
Girl.
idol.
Yeah.
But
I guess he only does it to
maybe
teach
Kaji
lessons.
Brother just didn't think about it. He's just dumb. But
Yeah, I guess, yeah, because he was saying, I want to get paid for being a Don brother. He's like, hey, that's like fucking community service.
It's
You're volunteering
like
for that shit.
Which makes sense. I agree with that. Like, I feel like that's, good to keep.
Yeah.
It's like, you shouldn't be doing this for profit.
And then, obviously, then he goes to Jin, and Jin's like, the fuck? Go away!
Fuck off.
I'm fucking just chilling in my cage here.
Can I get money? No.
Get the fuck
Now
out.
fuck off. But, and anyway, so as Oni's sister is selling popcorn and being bad at it, Sorry, brother is like,
you see him eat food.
Yeah, he actually put the food in his mouth and chewed and swallowed. I was like, holy shit, he's actually eating for once. But instead of imagining it. And she's like, oh, but yeah, I thought you never had a job and you can't touch money or something like that. He's like, and then he goes around, he tries to like teach Japanese, he tries to like go to like a school. And then eventually he just starts selling haikus on the side.
Yeah, because he was just like, oh, you guys don't have an eye for talent.
Yeah, and like this is just what he does for the rest of the episode, is just making haikus. And
yeah, by the selling.
A little girl's like, comes up, he's like, would you like a haiku? And she's like, yeah. And he gives her one. And he's like actually like writing them down. So at least you get like a physical memento. And then he hands it to her, and she hands him money, and it burns his hand. It literally is
well,
like,
this is not the first time. I love that Don Brothers keeps track of its bits. Like Taro, if he lies, if he tries to lie, he dies. Like, I like how that came back last episode. So it's like,
heart attacks.
I think it's, he gets straight cardiac arrest. I think it's so funny, and I remember saying, and you said you thought it was in the preview, and I couldn't remember, but I'm like, could you imagine if later on he's just wearing oven mitts so he can take the money, and then he was?
He does. And then guess what? And then you see like the characters start to just be physically tired.
They just like literally put like
their eyes.
Painted bags, obviously.
I mean, yeah, the actors themselves aren't, like physically exhausted. I feel like that's a little bit too method actor-y. But yeah,
Willem Dafoe is not here.
They gave him like makeup, and they're like acting exhausted and flopping over.
Oh yeah, they go to a ramen shop.
It's a little ramen cart, and guess who's working there? It's Kaji brother. He's like, oh, I don't want them to recognize me, so he puts like
stupid things on his face.
He puts like those seaweed strips.
Yeah,
and,
makes a mustache and a goatee.
What I think is like a Naruto, the thing that goes in ramen, the twirly thing, like over his eyes, and they're like so tired they like don't even really question it that much.
Yeah,
they question it, just not that much. But
yeah, they're just like, okay,
whatever. And then like
he gets the misconstrued.
Yeah, they tell their side of what they think is the truth, and he's like, oh my gosh, they've been working so hard to help this poor person, and I'm sitting here in my good life. I should work even harder too. And then, see, I thought this was going to lead into, since the only real connection...
So Kaji Brothers' situation gets worse. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What was it that happened?
For whatever reason, the Hiroyutsuki boss...
Oh, right, yeah.
He was just like, it went from being like, you're fired. Damages. He got like, for whatever reason, I don't know if he just got chewed more for it or what, but now he's just like, now you have to pay for the damages and you have to give me money!
Yeah,
So not only did we stop supplying you by paying you, we also are fucking...
Is that legal? Like,
I don't think that's...
I don't think that's legal.
Anyone from Japan, tell me down in the comments, is that legal? Can you do that?
Is that a thing in your law?
Like, I know in America you can't do that.
If they fire you, they can't be like, now pay me for
unless you actually damage something. Yeah, obviously.
I don't know.
At that point, just withhold the fucking paycheck.
I don't know, man. But anyway, we obviously don't know law. Anyway, so he's like, now he's working so hard. See, I thought this was how this was gonna transition to like, because Inoue brother, the only real connection that he has is Kaji brother, like actually like person to person rather than as a Don brother. So I thought that was gonna lead into the hijinks of him like going up to
finally getting
like,
in.
Hey, Kaji brother, what are you doing? And then he's just like,
he just shows up, honestly.
Like, I'm gonna work hard too. But I love that we kind of kept making the joke of like them being like, oh, like unintentionally like, oh, we're gonna raise this money for this one person because they need our help and we need to use our bond.
We haven't even gotten to Shiro.
And work really hard, and then it just cuts to Inoue brother like in the rain, like, I'm cold and hungry and homeless. Like,
yeah, I wish I had a place to live.
I'm a convicted criminal on the run. I really wish I had some friends to help me. Like,
honestly, I also made the joke because it's like we've seen all little
happen, though,
like we also were making the joke of like, what if Jiro misunderstood and thought the money was for him, so he could like live a little bit more decently. And it doesn't look like he lives anywhere that bad, but it doesn't look like.
I didn't think that.
Wait, I don't know.
But
like
Jiro,
I was
like uses his little avatar form and is just like snooping, and he's like, and he.
Why are they doing all these jobs?
He basically completely, quote unquote, figures it out of like, oh, they're raising money for a sick person. I'm not gonna help them.
Well, no, he was just like, I should help them too, so I should get a job. And then Torval was just like,
no.
He's like, no, you fucking don't assimilate to them. We are not conglomerating. We are staying here.
Don't let them assimilate you.
Exactly. Those were his exact words.
Yeah,
don't let them assimilate you. Where it's like, what the fuck?
So yeah, he doesn't really end up in the whole job kerfuffle thing.
He does watch them, but like.
So they all end up going to the restaurant that. Because I think they have like a conversation and they figure out, oh, we see where the
oh yeah, no, they all get to the restaurant because Inoue brother's like, oh yeah, I could get you guys a job here, because they all came in to get another job at the same time.
Yeah, just by coincidence. He's like, well,
he's like, oh yeah, he's like, oh yeah, they might be closing soon, kind of thing.
Stop interrupting me! Hey! I'm gonna smother you with a squishmallow.
No.
Taste the frog. But anyway, yeah, he's like, yeah, well, you're kind of lucky because this place is about to go out of business. And it's a business that Kaji brother accidentally screwed over.
Yeah, and he's just like, oh my god, yes, we could get this back, guys, don't worry.
And then that's how they learn where the miscommunication happens. And I'm really, really happy it wasn't like a liar revealed kind of thing.
Like, where they were all mad about it.
And I was like, everyone just kind of like, oh, that was going on? Okay, well, we'll still help out.
Well, no, they were kind of had that moment of like, god damn it, and like that's where Taro says, oh, it's our bond that got us to do this.
Yeah.
Which it does show them as
really
a team, and it was really nice.
It was really sweet, and it is friends, really.
Well, yeah, and it's like, I think that's really cool.
And then they all decide, we're gonna help out this restaurant.
Yeah.
And they go full ham, like they're in suits entertaining kids, she's waitressing. Momotaro is straight up like freaking having the festival of his fucking dreams.
Oh yeah, Sara brother did the boon swings.
Yeah. And a really cute moment between him and Inoue brother.
Oh, Tsubasa. I was about to say, I'm like...
Technically Tsubasa, because I don't know.
Taro compliments Tsubasa...
genuinely.
...on his cooking.
Yeah, because, like, I think Tsubasa knows at this point that Taro is kind of, like, the perfectionist. Oh, you get 25 points out of 100.
Well, yeah.
So he's like, taste this, see what you think. And he tastes it, and he literally just, like, the bags are gone, just immediately pops in, like, it's delicious. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah, like, it's like...
You know what you're doing. And he's like, hell yeah, I know what I'm doing. Ha ha ha.
You could say it brought him to life.
Wake me up. Ow.
Your straw's
my drink straw stabbed me in the face.
Oh my god. But yeah, no.
How am I supposed to call my name and save me from the dark, Adam?
Oh my god, can please.
I bid my blood to run before I come undone.
Okay, you can stop.
Haiku, save me from the nothing I've become.
Sorry, bro. Now gets like one tear.
I mean, they already have the makeup. They have the under eye makeup. But
oh,
anyway,
yeah.
So yeah, and it's a really cute moment. And
yeah, like, and they still help out.
Of course, because now business is booming. The restaurant is saved, and they hire Kaji brother again.
Well, you saved one other thing. Jiro just decided to fight the monster on his own, and he was just like, But then, like,
Jiro shows up for a minute, though.
Well, at the end to beat the, like, monster. Like, the monster fights kind of were almost really limited.
Yeah.
And it was kind of quick. But, like, what I was going to tell you, though, was, like, it's kind of funny that, like, he had to fight the Naoto. Like, Gridman. Yeah, he had to fight Senoi. They were just like, hey, we're here to beat the hero Yutsuki. And whatever. And, also, like, I think it's so funny.
You do on your own. Ha, ha, ha.
And then
he, like, turns into two people again. He's like, he's not alone.
Well, like, no, he just kind of roars at him. He's like, he's not alone. And then just starts, like, going for it. Because he apparently is just like, I'm just gonna go beast mode, murder your sons of bitches asses. And, like, that's when Taro comes in. a little bit after, like, as they're fighting and everything, because I think that's where, like, Sonoy gives the line of, like, oh, they're meant to be, the Hero Yutsuki are meant to be slain by the Naoto, and, like...
No, they're meant to be defeated by the Dawn.
Yeah, that's when he comes in and says that.
And obviously, Edgy Jiro is just like, no, they're meant to be defeated by me.
Me. And he's like, oh, you held them off while we were doing our thing. Thanks, you get my praise. And he's just like... and then he just, like, turns back into regular Jiro. He's like...
Calm down.
Well, that's what happens.
Jesus.
I bet you...
Jesus Christ.
Those taps.
Those crab tabs. My friends keep saying shit. You mean those tabs? We probably make no fucking sense, but
this episode barely made any sense, but it was hilarious and fun.
But yeah, like
I liked it a lot.
Really much.
That's it.
Like
they beat the monster. We see Toradora Gojin. We go home. That's it.
Yeah.
Like that was kind of it. Where it's like after that, Jiro was just like, okay, cool, and like they team up with Taro.
Again, Kaiju brother got his job back.
Oh, Toradora Gojin's song came in this episode though. That was awesome.
Some good music. I can't wait
somebody.
To on Spotify.
I can't. Yeah, come on, put it on somewhere I can listen to.
In case you're listening and you didn't know, a lot of Toku music is on Spotify.
All Sentai themes are.
All the Sentai themes.
Yeah, that 2 good episodes. DonBrothers was just genuinely fun. It almost
fun.
It gave me.
It was really cute and wholesome. Too.
It's so funny because it's like I almost kind of call it like the refined Zenkaiger. Where it's like, I like Zenkaiger, and, like, this is the kind of fun it gave me, but the fun it also gave me is, like, the really well-done, developed characters. Like, as much as I love Zenkaiger, the characters kind of knew who they were, and they were that for the whole show. Like, and they grew little bits. They grew as they were, and it's like, they grew as better characters, and I love those characters. But with the DonBrothers, we saw them literally go up one by one and be a team, and then also be friends. And everything.
Somehow fucking Tsubasa
is out of that loop somehow, but also in it.
I think his saving grace is just the fact that everyone thinks he's an actual dog, which he was for a time. So.
You can say that for sure.
Yeah, I guess he kind of has to stutter and hesitate a bit.
When somebody's just like, oh, no, next time somebody says, oh
hey,
my...
Hey, Mr. Woofer, and he's just like... Shut up, you don't know my life.
Yeah, shut up. If you don't fucking understand my life, you don't get to say shit.
He's like, whoa, where's this going?
He's like,
he's rabid.
What happens if he lives with that girl still? He's just like, are you still gonna hide me out here? I need somewhere to eat.
I need food. It's dark and cold.
But, yeah, I think that's it. But 2 really good episodes, honestly.
Yeah, a lot of good
Decker,
stuff.
just because it almost had plot. So that's good.
It had purpose.
Well, no. Well, I like the other episodes.
It was funny.
Yeah, exactly. It was really fun. I can't wait for next episode.
Yeah.
It seems like it will actually bring and build upon the world it has, which I really like.
Yeah.
I like seeing Ken go back. Again, their chemistry, and we just see. It's almost like in like when you see the Spider-Mans interact. You know what I mean? It's like that feeling where you're just like, yeah.
I want to see more of this.
Yeah, you're just like, can I just get like a sitcom of just them hanging out, throw Haruki in there, and Haruki and Zet in there, and then we just vibe. Like have it be a mini series. I will pay. Like
Actual dollars.
Like I will pay for if Ultraman Connection got like a streaming service thing where it's like instead of renting them like let's say like the Gaia show or whatever after Decker. If they decide, they're like, you know what? Let's try to make more money off this. And they said, we're going to make it on it's no longer going to be on YouTube, but it will be on Ultraman Connection. And you have to pay. But we also give you, like, they put all the other Ultraman shows and everything. Because they are getting subbed. We will almost have every Ultraman series subtitled. So it's like, they could do it. They have enough content.
They're selling Blu-rays.
Well, yeah, I own them.
Takes out like a whole shelf.
Well, like that's what I'm saying. Where it's like if they made that kind of system, I'd pay it just because I'm like,
I want more.
It's like it's supporting the official release, and like I think they could really do it. Matter of fact, it's like that's how we watch most of the episodes for Decker now is through Ultraman Connection, which is free.
Yeah, all you have to do is make a membership.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
is that it? Make a membership. Like, you just need to sign in to the website.
Yeah, but I would pay for that miniseries. I want it. Or at least give me an episode where the 3 of them interact. 4 of them, I guess.
Just a full-on, like, Full House opening. Just like them, like, in the ultra suits. Like, not even, like, the actors. It's just the suits, like, you know, doing, like, normal things, like cooking breakfast, and they just kind of turn to the camera, and it says, like...
Can we get that, but with the
ultra... It says, like, oh, starring Ultraman Tiga. Or, no,
Trigger.
Ultraman Trigger, and then Ultraman Dyna.
Yeah.
Another one to be announced.
Oh my god, though. Would you not... I kind of want to do that. Like, find one of the shots in Ultraman, in Full House. Like, that, like... Try to redo the opening of Full House, but you have it be the Ultra Brothers.
I would, if I ever get into animating, I would love to do something like that. Even if it's just like a small animatic.
Yeah.
But I feel like we probably talked for a very long time. Do you want to?
This was a fun week. I think it was fun.
A lot to look forward to.
We got Geats coming. Geats should be next week.
For any of those that understand this reference, the sheep with like the pink afro, I'm just like, is that
Mary?
Yeah, Mary. I'm just wondering, like, is that basically just Wilford Warfstache if he were a Kamen Rider? Because that's what I feel like it would be.
We'll see if he dies.
You know nothing.
I do know nothing. What do you expect me to know?
But thank you so much for listening. This one's a little bit long, but I hope you had a good time.
I had fun.
Yeah, again, lots of good stuff, a lot of fun stuff to talk about coming up.
So, I hope you guys are excited for Geats.
Woo!
That will be coming. Oh shoot, we have the whole Trinity. We got the DDG. We got the DDG. We got the DDG.
I almost accidentally did a very different song, and I had to like really think of it because I almost went which is Disney. Oh god, we're getting a copyright strike.
Oh yeah.
I did it too well.
Yep. All right.
Thank you for listening.
Yep. So, what did you guys think of these episodes? Make sure to leave your thoughts down in the comments below.
What do you think about Geats so far? Are you
Yeah,
excited?
I'm about to say, who's excited for Geats? I'd say anyone going to be getting the American releases of the belt? I am not, but I wanted that revised item, so fuck everything else. I think that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you for listening.
I guess, yeah, it's more listening.
Yeah.
And until
That's what podcasts are.
next week, bye.